If one looks closely at the garments of the Virgin in The Virgin and Child by Parmigianino of the Courtauld Gallery, one cannot help but noticing the rapidity and assuredness of the brushstrokes. They are rapid and fluid, almost transparent in parts, and reveal the position of the body hidden beneath it with mastery. This detail is rather unusual in early 16th century painting. At the time, artists tended to prefer smooth surfaces and clear outlines, and wanted by and large to deliver pictures to a high state of finish. Unlike them, this painting has an unfinished quality that is not only the result of its unfinished nature, as we can see in the lower right part, where we can still see the imprimitura, or the ground upon which the painter builds his image. But it's also a sketchy nature, which is highly original and deserves us to look at more closely. The question is whether Parmigianino intended us to see what we see, or whether this was just an experiment, just a painting left in its initial stages. In other words, was this intentional? Was this quality, sketchy quality, intentional or not? We will never be able, of course, to give a definitive answer to this question, but we can try to interpret the quality of what we see and link the painting to ideas circulating in the context in which Parmigianino moved. To start, we can safely assume that the loose brushstrokes that we see are an indication, a strong indication of the artist's dexterity and talent. By leaving the brushstrokes so clearly visible, Parmigianino demonstrated his ability to form his figures with a few rapid gestures. It seems like he considered painting a performative art, something that aimed at displaying talent and ease with the matter of painting. It is only natural then to connect this idea, or the quality of this painting, to a famous notion elaborated by Baldassare Castiglione in his Libro del Corteggiano, the idea of sprezzatura or nonchalance, and a notion that signified the art of hiding the art which is necessary to perform in public. So the art of performing with ease, with spontaneity, and with assuredness. Written in the 1520s, the text is roughly contemporary to Parmigianino's painting and reveals an appreciation of the nature, really, of the painting that we're looking at. In particular, Castiglione has even a few sentences about painting where he describes that even a single brushstroke can reveal the talent and the genius of the artist who applied it on the panel or canvas. So this appreciation of the gesture seems to be attuned to the quality of the painting. One wonders then if Parmigianino in our painting deliberately showed his artistry by leaving the brushstrokes so clearly visible, so clearly identifiable. Strikingly, although the picture represents one of the most conventional subjects of the time, the Virgin and Child, the painting is strangely ambiguous. And paradoxically, this contributes to the idea that painting itself may be the subject of the representation. Why do I say that the painting appears to be ambiguous? Because the Virgin has no halo, and the child has no cross, and nowhere is any religious symbol visible in the picture. Actually, the Virgin Mary appears to be an idealized and seductive lady, like many others that Parmigianino depicted, and the child may be interpreted as a puto as well as the baby Jesus Christ. This ambiguity is further reinforced by the architecture, by the architectural context in which the couple is represented, which does not help at all to clarify where are they located. Whereas it is not known whether Parmigianino did read Castiglione book, which seems probable, but certainly it's not proven. No doubt these ideas would have been in circulation in the context in which Parmigianino moved in the mid-1520s in Rome. Parmigianino spent the years between 1524 and 1527 in Rome, and there he became acquainted with the competitive circle of Raphael's former assistants, including Giulio Romano, Perino del Vaga, Giovanni da Udine, and others. In Rome, Parmigianino played the part of the new Raphael. He introduced himself as a new Raphael and displayed his talent in a painting such as the self-portrait in the convex mirror, which he donated to the Pope in the hope of gaining commissions from him. It is probably in Rome that Parmigianino may have conceived the idea of painting a sketch, a painting that is not fully finished, is not smooth and completed, but retains that spontaneity, that quality, that immediacy of painting in action in a certain sense. It is possible that this quality was intentional, and this would have been an extraordinary innovation. We would see in this painting a very early instance of a picture which we could very well describe as an abbozzo, a sketch, a genre, a type of painting that would eventually become very popular in the following decades and in the following century in particular. In the 1520s, when Parmigianino painted this picture, this was still very unusual and very daring. It is possible, a possible parallel can be seen in some works by one of the artists active in Rome at the time, another of Raphael's former assistants, Polidoro da Caravaggio, who drew extraordinary sketchy drawings and eventually went on painting abbozzi or sketches himself in the following years. At the time, Parmigianino may have appreciated Polidoro's loose handling of painting in the frescoes at San Silvestro al Quirinale, for instance. In conclusion, this loose brushstroke can be understood as a sign that illuminates on a much broader theoretical and historical context which was evolving at the time in which Parmigianino conceived this extraordinary picture.